I'm tagging them. They're going for loot.
Oh my gosh. I just got killed by a scar.
Wait, hacker. 100%,
No way, what?
100% hacker. I got down instantly by him too. Look, we both lost our helmets instantly.
No.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Yep.
No?
Yep, you see him?
Where?
He's headshotting people right and left. It's so maddening.
Here, look at that. Did you see that? Let's talk about this. Alright guys, we have 2 new tweets, a long post on Steam, and part of an interview with Brendan Green, all addressing cheaters. Let's get into them. First off, I want to say this. In all honesty, I probably put close to 200 hours into this game before really ever noticing cheaters. And I've seen a lot of other people comment the same thing in forums, it's just usually those combating cheaters are a little louder, which is probably a good thing. I just wanted to make it clear that overall, it's been a pretty enjoyable or tolerable at the very least experience for me. It's not a game like H1Z1 Just Survive that has been out forever and is absolutely filled with cheaters, to the point where you can't get on a server without dying to one. And not to mention, in that game, the stakes are even higher because they can steal everything you've spent weeks collecting. At least in PUBG, the effects of a cheater are limited to that short round. However, that being said, the problem seems to have really ramped up recently because now I'm seeing it a lot more. Before, it was mainly teamers that I was running into, which by the way, teamers are the absolute lowlifes of the game. So desperate to be good that they need help. But now we see people stacking the leaderboards with absurdly impossible numbers, specifically KD ratios. And by the way, I'm totally not undermining those that actually have true skill, nor am I sitting in denial of my lack of skill. There are really good players and I have a lack of skill, but there's definitely obvious cheaters and cheat numbers out there. We're getting our whole squad wiped instantly from across the map by an AKM. We're getting shot through the ground. I've physically seen and died to a handful of speed hackers now, one of which was while playing with some of you guys. And of course, there's always those games that once it gets down to like the top 30, you see one person with a Chinese name in the kill feed, non-stop headshotting everyone until it's your turn to go. So all that to say, yes, it's a problem, but it's not unique to PUBG, and you won't hear me whining and refusing to play as if every other game doesn't have any cheaters. Brendan, or PlayerUnknown, was asked by GameSpot what they're doing to combat cheating or what they would say to people or streamers getting disheartened by it. He basically said there's a lot of growing pains that came with the insane exponential growth and success of PUBG. One of which being they wrote the system and set up servers to handle 1 million concurrent players, which they thought was a more than high enough ceiling for the game. Well, fast forward 7 months and they've hit over 2.3 million concurrent players. Crazy. So with cheating, it's the same thing, he said. We're expanding quite rapidly in China and there's quite a large section of cheat providers that are very smart there. I mean, they're going in via the Windows kernel to attack the game, but we're rolling out new systems and updating the game with more server-side fixes. We're committed, but we're only 7 months into live development and it takes time to write these systems. We've been banning up to 20,000 cheaters a day and we're now able to build profiles on what a cheater looks like in-game. We'll be using that, a lot more statistical analysis, to really beef up our anti-cheat measures and catch people that do manage to bypass them. So that is something we need to remember. They are technically only 7 months into the live development of the game, and a lot of this is stuff they can't exactly plan for. It's stuff they have to evolve and adapt to once the game is live and other people are playing it. So let's give them a little bit of time, guys. Like we saw with this last little back-end system maintenance to beef up the anti-cheat measures, they're continuing to implement essentially new tech that they've been working on that'll be able to auto-detect patterns of cheating or unusual gameplay. And with these latest tweets, it sounds like they're really taking things seriously and ramping up those countermeasures. The latest dev team post they tweeted basically apologizes profusely for the problem and pain it's causing people. And once again, they stress how seriously they're taking this and that they're doing their very best to ban cheats more proactively. They said, as we announced before, we are in the process of adopting new tools to detect and verify users with unusual gameplay patterns, and today we will be rolling out additional measures. We will continue to permanently ban those who are using cheats. When unusual gameplay patterns are detected from an account, that account will be temporarily suspended and investigated. So there you go. A lot is being done, and while it's easy for us to throw our thoughts and ideas their way, I doubt it's anything they haven't already thought of. It's a complex issue, and I'm sure the solutions are much more complex than I could ever imagine. Some people have been asking for a system similar to Blizzard's, that when we, the users, report a player, we would then get a notification if and what action was taken against that player, just so we had some sort of confirmation that we're helping. And honestly, if it's not that hard for them to implement, I think it's a good idea. I don't think it would help anything necessarily. Our little reports, even if we each get one player banned, is a tiny dent in the problem. But when it comes to it, I think the largest part of this problem for them is the publicity. If it looks like a major problem right now and doesn't feel like they're doing anything or enough about it, this game has a higher chance of dying out. So if anything, making people feel useful in that way could help their image quite a bit. Anyway, that's the latest. The devs say they hope to bring about a safe and fair environment in PUBG as soon as possible, but the battle against cheaters will not end overnight. It will be a marathon. And with that, they're going to be deploying yet another patch next week related to cheat detection. So cool to see that this isn't just all words, they are actively trying things live for us, the players. I've been saving clips of cheaters, and I might make a video showing the process of how to actually get people banned. As we all know, reporting in game basically does nothing, but if you catch footage or a screenshot of a cheater, you can go submit it directly to have them banned. Anyway, that's it for this video. I got a couple more you're gonna like on the way, so I'm gonna get back to working on those. Seriously, let me know what your experience has been with cheaters. Have you hardly seen any? Do you get killed by cheaters 99% of your games? Do you see cheaters 20% of your games? Do you see mostly teamers? Anything like that? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already, and until the next video, catch you guys on the Battlegrounds.